Hello, it's Debbie from Create Pretty Things and Chalk Pretty Things. Happy New Year to you. How are you guys doing? I hope you had a fantastic start to the new year and are looking forward to lots of good adventures in the new year. Well, I've taken down all my Christmas decor. It's all put away. Things are looking really boring around here. So I thought I would go ahead and start with some Christmas decor just to get started. Not Christmas, some Valentine's decor. And just some miscellaneous stuff, just so my house doesn't look so bare. And I have this cute little Peanuts transfer. It says, "Love drives me crazy," and it has Schroeder and Lucy playing the piano. And I guess they're kind of getting to know each other or bother each other some. So I thought this would be really cute on a tea towel. So I'm going to be using ink for this project because whenever you use fabric that you're going to wash, you want to use ink. That's our permanent solution. So here's the little linen tea towel that I'm going to use today. It has a little ring up here, so it'll probably hang that way. So I'm going to go ahead and do the bottom of this. Now, before I apply the transfer, you want to put a barrier in between. So this is our ink mat. This is one of our sizes. And this one may have been cut down. But I'm going to put this underneath the area that I am going to ink, just so that my paste or ink does not go through. And also, I'm going to lay this back on top of this, and it's sticky. The ink mat is sticky, so I'm going to smooth out all the wrinkles. This will keep it in place, nice and smooth as I'm working. Have you guys inked yet? Have you ever used our ink? Well, it's fantastic. The only thing you have to do is make sure that you know what you're doing with it, and don't get it anywhere that you don't want it to be permanent, because it is permanent. So I'm just going to fold back a couple edges of my towel just a little bit to give a little more space here. Next, I'm going to get my transfer, and these are reusable silkscreen transfers. So I'm just going to peel it off its protective backer, and I'm just going to separate the two. Now this transfer is sticky. This backer you want to keep because you want to store your transfer back on that when it's clean. Store it for the next use, because you can use these between 8 and 12 times. So as you can see, my transfer is full of silkscreen holes. This design is created out of silkscreen. That's what allows the paste or ink to go through to your surface below. All I'm going to do is take the sticky side of my transfer and center it, and hopefully get it straight on the surface that I'm going to decorate. Smooth it down. You want to smooth it down really good so you don't have any air bubbles. Easy, right? So easy. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do two colors on this today. I'm going to do red, which is going to be our candy apple red for the words and the upper part. And the bottom with Lucy and Schroeder is going to be black. Whoops, maybe the hearts will be red. Make sure you don't get any ink on. I just did. To apply this, I am going to use squeegees. I have various size squeegees. Now this one is our detail tool. It has a very small squeegee on the end. I'm going to use that just because I want this couple small hearts to be that color. Then I have my mini squeegee and my small squeegee. You can see the size differences here. They both have beveled edges. So I'm going to go ahead and start with those little small hearts right here. So I'm just going to dip it in my ink, and I am just going to apply it over the silk screen to cover that area that I want the paste to go through. I'm going to cover this little heart here. And this is why the different size squeegees help. Now, usually I just get a mini squeegee and I cut it in half. If I want something really small, then I'll cut it in half to cover that area. That works as well. I'm going to smooth out that ink, trying to get an even layer because it'll dry a little quicker if it's not quite as thick. Okay. Next, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to wipe off as much of the ink as I can into off of my squeegee. I think I'm going to go ahead and do the black next because it's right next to the red. So I'm going to dip my squeegee. This is the small squeegee. Into the black, and I'm just going to go ahead and basically I'm just wiping this ink on the silk screen. I'm being a little careful around my red hearts, just so I'm not blending the colors. And if you blend the colors, that's okay. I mean, this is a homemade project, right? Have you guys ever made a homemade project that's exactly perfect? Yeah, I'm sure you have. Now, I'm not sure I have. I always have little modifications. I accept my mistakes as imperfections because I'm not perfect. And everyone knows that when you buy something that's homemade or use something that's homemade, it's probably not going to be perfect. And that's how you can tell it's made with love and made with somebody's hands and not a machine. I do see a little red heart up here that I forgot about. I'm going to go ahead and get that real quick. Okay, I'm going to finish pasting in my black at the bottom. Like I said, I'm just trying not to get too close to the areas that I already chalked so that they stand alone and they get the attention that they deserve. But I do want to make sure that I'm covering all the white areas that are left exposed by my transfer. Okay, there's a little white area here. I'm just going to go back and squeegee some paste in there, ink in there. This looks pretty good. Now our ink does dry a little slower than our paste, so you don't have to hurry as much. And you do want to be careful about your hands. Okay, so I've got some red ink on this finger. I'm just going to go ahead and get it off. I do see a little area here that I think could have a little more paste. And I do want the edges of those hearts to look like hearts, not squares or anything that's cut off. So I want that full shape, so I'm just going to go ahead and make sure they're all on there. Okay, now with my mini squeegee, I'm going to do the rest. Well, I might do these little lightning bolts black, I think. These little lightning bolts are like decorative items that kind of set off the phrase. I'm going to do them black, and then I'm going to do the rest of this transfer red. And this will be a quick project. Now, when you're using ink, I mentioned that you will use ink when you want it to be permanent and it's something that you want to wash and dry in the washer. You are going to let this dry, the ink, once it's on there and you remove the transfer, you're going to let it dry. I find it's best to let it sit out and air dry for about 24 hours before I do anything else. But if you are in a hurry, you can definitely go ahead and dry it with a heat source, such as a heat tool, a blow dryer, something that will heat it. And make sure you do it without the heat ink mat under or without the transfer on top, because those will melt. So you want to go ahead and get this dry. And then what you're going to do is you're going to use an iron or a heat press or a Cricut Easy Press to apply heat. You're going to put a piece of transfer or parchment paper, the stuff that you bake with, over the top, so it'll be between the heat source and your ink design. And you're going to go ahead and iron it. If you're using a regular iron, you're not going to use any steam. You're going to do it on medium-high heat, and you're going to move it for about 4 minutes on each side of your towel. If you're using a Cricut Easy Press, you're going to heat it to about 305, and you are going to heat press each part of this for 30 seconds. Okay, so I want to make sure that I have no ink, and I do have ink. Do you guys see my red? I will transfer that to my towel if I don't pay attention. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that off. Oops, there's some more. So I'm just a messy crafter, so I do tend to make sure I really do have everything off. Okay, so now that I've got this all applied, I'll show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like at this point in time. And I'm just going to lay it back down, and I'm going to peel my transfer off. And as I peel, I'm going to go ahead and look at it and see if I've got good coverage. If I missed any spots, I see that Part of my heart up here is missing an edge, so I'm just going to lay it back down and re-ink it. And sometimes there's some distressing in the transfers that may cause some of the places to look like it didn't go through, but it really did. This looks good, guys. I see a spot down here at the bottom. It looks kind of feathered in, and that looks good enough for me. So let me show you what it looks like right now. This is what our towel is going to look like. Isn't that cute, guys? I love it. So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to clean the transfer, but as far as this goes, I'm going to let it dry overnight, just laying out. And then tomorrow I'll come back and show you how to heat set it. But I think that's going to add some color to my kitchen. I definitely need color in this house. It's very bland. So what I'm going to do with my transfer to clean these. Now it's very important to clean these because, like I said, they're reusable. You've already spent the money. You can get 10 to 12 uses out of each transfer. But you want to make sure it's clean so that you do use it, so that that ink will go through next time. So I just got plain tap water. I sprayed it on the top of my transfer, which received the ink. And I'm just going to go ahead and rub it. Get that dirty stuff off. Now the red is highly pigmented and the black is highly pigmented. So they are two of our toughest colors to clean. And they may stain your transfer, but as long as you have the ink out of that silk screen, you're good to go. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and get what's called my board eraser. This is like a magic eraser sponge. I have mine sitting in water, and so it's damp. I'm just going to go ahead and wipe over the top of this. Whoops. And this magic eraser sponge, or not magic eraser, this board eraser, you can order these on my website. It's chalkcouture.com/chalkprettythings. You can order these on my website. I'm just going to go ahead and lift this up now, clean my counter underneath because that ink went through, and then I'm going to clean the back side. Make sure you clean both sides. Just wipe it gently. You'll see it looks a lot cleaner already. And you can go a couple different directions. Just make sure it's out of there. So this is the sticky side. Go gentle. Don't go really tough on the sticky side because you want that adhesive to hang on for next time. And next time. And next time for 12 times. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe the front again. It looks really good. I'm going to get a dry paper towel and I'm going to dry it off. I'm going to lift it up and go over the sticky side of this transfer. Okay. I'm going to go over it and dry it. Sometimes I let these sit sticky side up for a little bit just to kind of make sure that they're dry. But I think this one's good to go. Then I'm going to get my transfer backer that I took my transfer off of. It has like a creamy yellow side and a white side. I'm going to apply this white side to my sticky side of my transfer. Rub it down, flip it over, and I usually do use either my fuzzing towel or another paper towel just to kind of smooth it down and ensure that it sticks to it and wipe off the extra water. This is what it looks like. This is ready to store. Now I do let it sit out for a little bit and then I will store it back in that cellophane wrapper that it came in and I will file it away or keep it out for next time that I use it. I think I'm going to do this one again, maybe a wood burning technique next. So I might use this again, so I'm going to leave it out. But this is now clean. See how clean it is? You can see through the silk screen again. It's clean and ready to go. So, like I said, this is our towel. It needs to be heat set so that I can put it in the washer and dryer. Other than that, it's pretty much good to go. What do you guys think of this? Would you have added any different colors? And what colors would you have added? Let me know in the comments. Do you like the red and black? It's kind of simple. We could have gone all black. We could have gone all red. We could have made pink hearts. We could have put some purple in there. What would you have done with this towel and this transfer? Let me know. Guys, I'll be back on again tomorrow. I'm hoping to go on more consistently. I want to get Valentine's decorations up and just some general color into this room and the house in general because it looks so empty after Christmas. I love all my Christmas stuff and I do miss it when it's gone. So anyway, let me know what you think. Be sure to follow me and like the page and share it with anybody else you know that would love crafting. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.